Good morning and welcome to Enterprise Morning right here on Enterprise Television. It is the midweek and it is our joy to start off your day with a rundown of the latest news and top stories from politics to business. We've got you covered. Get comfortable and let's dive into the day's biggest news. Would also love you to have a say in what we say, be part of our community and our tribe by following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7 and log on to our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. I am Henry Igwebike.
And I'm Chuma Okoye.
With us in the studios today to do justice to all we have for our newspaper headlines, Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid. Good morning.
Good morning and thank you for having me. Are you in the mood or what? You are trying to say my name? Are you scared of pronouncing my name?
Sometimes, one of those, we'll call it a media lag. Sometimes lots of things, get into the head, but of course...
I'm still a gentleman, I am. I'm not lion, I'm not white or black lion.
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning.
And how are you today?
It's my pleasure.
It's been a while, though.
It's been a while,
yeah.
But it's about the country.
It's about the country.
We need to strive.
Very true. All right, so let's go to our newspaper headlines today and starting off, what do we have?
We're starting with the Vanguard newspaper and the big story here, and ACIMA. Others kick as CBN hikes interest rate to 26.75%. And moving away from that story into another, Tinubu to youth, that is coming from the president. Protest needless. I'm addressing your grievances. That is coming from the president.
And also, let's dig deep into that particular story. And we have it here exclusively that President Bola Tinubu has appealed to Nigerians to shelve their plan to protest against the government come August 1st. Some Nigerians have indicated their interest in protesting the hardship occasioned by the policies of Tinubu's administration in the past 1 year. But the president appealed to Nigerians, particularly the youths, to keep faith and believe in the ability of Tinubu's administration to transform Nigeria to an enviable height so desired by the citizens. Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid, we've said so much about this issue, and you're one of those strongest voice. It has often have talked about this, and so many, especially about the administration. Do you think this appeal from the president is good enough to shelve the proposed strike?
I'm not sure the appeal will be good enough to resolve any or to even make people change their mind in terms of going for this strike. The only thing that I think that the president can do is to at least put in place feasible things, not palliative part of the thing, that the sharing of 20 truck of rice or whatever, that cannot go to anywhere. That will not even be anything. So they should provide an environment. Let the president make moves that will give people the guarantee that yes, this may likely be a game changer. But what we are seeing today are just mere promises. They are still in the realm of promises, what the president is saying. So he has not done anything so special to say, look, for them to consider that attempt. His promises, and bearing in mind that the president has made so many promises before now, during the campaign, after campaign, immediately after the subsidies is gone pronouncements, there have been a lot of promises made by the president. I am not aware that most of these promises have been fulfilled. I am not aware. I remember the CNG buses, thank God the labor increased wages have been resolved recently. The other promises made by the president during campaign and even after this campaign, the hunger is still on the land. The people are still hungry, and if you are hungry, you are angry. But the only way to hold government to account is to ask questions. And one of the ways to ask questions is to protest, so that people will hear you, and the president will hear you loud and clear. I am not I don't see why the government should be talking about people should not come out, or they should be talking about it to become it to be hijacked. No, it cannot be hijacked, except they want it to be hijacked. It cannot be hijacked because if this is simple. Let me put this one in perspective. Like just like before the election, there are a lot of anxiety as to whether there will be crisis or there will be no crisis. There are even a lot of threats from people. Do we consider cancelling the election?
Never.
What did we do? The police took appropriate steps to ensure that protection is given, and then everything will be done. So I expect police that is saying that people should not protest because it may likely be hijacked, to be more concerned about planning on how to safeguard people who want to protest. That is the responsibility of the government. Protest is a legal thing. It is not illegal. It is legal. It is normal. It's under the law. And you cannot just assume things that have not been done to say because it will do this, or because it happened like this yesterday, it will happen like this today, or because somebody stole yesterday and then tomorrow, so you see somewhere, you now say it's the one. No, it's not done. So I think the president or the presidency and the president, the police and security agencies should be working more on how to provide security for those who want to carry out their protest, so that it will be peaceful. When you see any protest that is not peaceful, it is when the government try to force them not to carry it out, or when the security agencies try to force them not to embark on those rights. That's when you see crisis, and that's why you see them throwing tear gas, and that is where the crisis or the hijack will start from. So I employ the government, I employ the security agencies to be more professional, just like it was promised by the IGP that they'll be professional in this. They should be more professional, and what will make them to be more professional is to guide these people jealously, not to scare them in any form. And it's normal. And before I go, I know you want to move out of this position. I need to pour my mind.
No, I want to ask you a follow-up question, because I have a question to ask you regarding this. And at this point where the government are trying to make excuses and not stand up and take responsibility, what I want to ask is, what are the government scared of? Because I believe they are scared of something, and that is why they're trying to make excuses and not want Nigerians to come out to demand and ask them questions. So what is it you feel the government is scared of?
Probably because the government is afraid, probably because those in government today are masters in this art of protesting, and they're holding government to account. And they know the effect or the consequences of the way they organize and what became after. The result thereafter. So they are scared that if what you use against somebody, you don't want them to use it against you. You're trying to. So they are scared of that. They know this game. They've been doing it for long, for over 40 years or more than that. Some of them have been there. They some of the protests that was on, the majority of them were part of it. Some of them were behind. Some of them they led the protest. Some of them is so they know the likely consequences of those. They know the damage it will cause to the government, and they don't want that damage. So, and if you don't want that thing, do the needful. Because what are we talking about now? Is there hunger on the land? Are people suffering? Is there hardship? Even the government and the president acknowledges that I know your pain. You are going through a lot. So if the president is aware, what have they done? All the steps they've been taking have not yielded positive results. The result have not changed anything, and the people in government are still living flamboyantly, and they are asking people to tighten their belt or to be patient. It's not going to be easy like that way. You can't just ask me to be patient. You are my father, you are my brother, or whatever. You are telling me there's scarcity of food in the house, and you are eating a better food. I'm seeing it, and you are telling me just cool down. Don't worry. When I finish eating this food, I'll provide for you. The guy will be more concerned. This guy won't kill me. So I don't think what they are afraid of is that they know the likely consequences or the effects that it will or the damages that it will cause on the government, and that is why they are trying to prevent it, and also laying allegation or this allegation of accusing people of being behind it. If I don't even be those who are named, I will not even deny it, because they are not doing anything illegal. I am not calling people out to come and commit crime. I'm not organizing what will be chaos. We did not say we want to organize violent protests. What we are saying is we want to protest. So if you are not making it say it's going to be violent, that's your own thinking. Probably you have another game plan to make it violent. We are not planning a violent protest. And in any event, protest must be organized by certain people. People must support it. And people in government today have in the past supported a lot of and even finance it. So if you say somebody is behind it or you say it's political, yes. What is the role of opposition? The role of opposition is to hold government into account. How do you hold government to account? One of them is by protest. So if the way to hold you to account as an opposition is to organize protest against what you are not doing, the point you'll be asking yourself is that for you to say, okay, if it's political and you are saying it's not genuine, what you'll be saying that there is no hunger on the land, and these people are calling people to come and protest because they have hunger. there is no this on the government is doing well, and you are still calling people to come. That's when we say that the motive is bad. There are things today now. All the issues they are raising, what are the answer is correct. So if you say they are not the position are not correct, then that's when you can be saying it's ill motivated. There are still today for me. You have given them room to protest, and the role of a opposition or opposition political party or opposition member or opposition Nigeria, whichever you want to call them, is to hold you into account. That is the responsibility of every citizen of Nigeria, whether you are an APC member, PDP member, YPP member, or whatever party you belong. It should not be about party. It should be about individual Nigeria. Everybody is angry. Everybody is angry. Yes, we are not laughing. Even the richest man in Africa is feeling the pain.
60 seconds as we wrap up on this particular topic, because we want to move into another national daily. Is 1 year too early for Nigerians to start protesting with the sitting government?
Argentina was in the same position that we had almost 1 year ago. They are ahead of it. So I've answered your question.
All right. Okay. Good. I just, of course.
So if you are talking about 1 year, it's enough. And if you're talking in Yoruba, if you permit me, I may not speak Yoruba in that regard, but I will say it in the way I can understand it in Yoruba. If you take how many years to prepare to be madness, how many years will it take you? By next year now, by middle of next year, campaign will start.
Very true.
And then you won't see any government.
Well, I just but visualized, and equally, asked myself how Bola Tinubu would feel. That particular day, Shehu Sande told him, particularly faced him and told him, "You are the master of protest. So therefore, you shouldn't. You are the reason why the protesters do what they do." And of course, let's see how it goes. And of course, we urge Nigerians to please keep it peaceful.
Yeah, they should keep it peaceful, and the government should also make it ensure that it's peaceful. Right. The government should not make attempts to force them to set they can talk to them, they can cajole to their mindset. Unfortunately, they don't even know who to approach. That is the good of it. All right. Unlike before, things are changing. Before, you know, people want to organize it. These days, there's a new format is coming. That is the essence of improve IQ.
All right, so quickly let's move on to the Daily Independent today. Of course, it's still on the issue protest over hardship, no necessary. Tinubu pleads with Nigerians. Okay,
moving on. Banks may experience liquidity squeeze as MPC raises NPR to 26.75%.
And also we have, interestingly here, Gabon's president invites Dangote to invest in cement fertilizer production in that country.
That is interesting, actually. Okay, moving on. Don't halt Rivers PDP ward. Local government area, state congresses, court orders, please. Others details are on page 7.
On the bottom strip here, UAE considering slashing visa DVN fees for Nigerians. Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid. Let's talk about this issue. We've had this in the last couple of days, the issue of the fracas, between the NNPCL and Dangote refinery, of course, with Dangote himself being in the center of it all. Right now, a neighboring country that has seen the potential in Dangote is inviting him, giving him the soft landing to come invest in cement and fertilizer. A very big lose for Nigeria, isn't it?
It may not be. It may be, because even with due respect, to an extent, he has a benefit. People are getting employment from him. Aside from that, most of the things that he's doing in this country, how well has he improved our economy? How well? To an extent, I'm confused in a way, because I don't want to throw away the fact that he gave employment to people by virtue of his businesses. But the business itself, generality of the country, how well has it affected the generality of the country? So, but it will be a loss in a way to Nigeria. There's no way it will be a loss to Nigeria if you don't. And that is to say that if you don't know if you don't know the importance of follow what you have, we followed it. We want it. We want to get that. That is it. So you can see those who call a regulator, those who are supposed to be promoting Dangote, and those who have been before now even relying on Dangote to say our problem in the oil industry will be resolved as soon as Dangote refinery comes up on board. Those who were there when this refinery was being launched, or what they call it, when it was even commission, that were making a lot of comment regarding praising the man, and the same people who are coming out now to the market, the business. But I don't see how a regulator, a government, other government will come out and say what your man is doing is substandard. Even if he's doing substandard, can't you resolve that one amicably on the table and say, look, we have examined your products. We found out this, we found out that. Please go and rectify it. Have they done that? So it shows there's a undertone in this. And for me, the undertone is that they have now realized that this coming on board of Dangote refinery is a threat to the benefit they are getting. In other words, the issue of importation will reduce to an extent. And the importation they are doing, there are a lot of money from it. And they are coupled with the allegation by Mr. Dangote, or Dangote, that some of them have
blending plants
abroad. So they see it as a threat to their businesses abroad.
But do you think Melekari truly has a blending plant?
I wouldn't know. I'm not his PA. I'm not part of his so I wouldn't know, and he has not told me. But I would not be surprised.
But I still want to.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Okay.
I would not be surprised because I know one of these people in the positions, whatever they have, they have a similar business somewhere being handled by a third party on their behalf. So to that extent, I will not be surprised if truly he has it.
Okay, thank you, Barrister Tunji. Let's move to our last daily, and it's the Guardian newspaper. Inflation, weak fiscal support pushes CBN to further rate hikes, credit squeeze.
And just on the net of that story, we have an image, a cartoon, that depicts the CBN, being, taken away by inflation and businesses chasing after it. And
it's in the sky, actually. It's flying.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's fine though. But of course, it depicts the true story of what we have. And on the net of the same big story, we have Atiku backs planned protest as Tinubu begs Nigerians.
Okay, moving on. NAS okays 70,000 naira minimum wage. Adjust 2024 budget by 6.2 trillion naira. Details are on page 3.
All right, and we have just at the very bottom of the same paper, Nigeria working to overtake world economies since September. Barrister Tunji, do you believe the submission by the VP in Nigeria working to overtake world economies since September?
I want to also answer this question. How would Nigeria take over the world economies without being a producing nation?
No, maybe that is the dream of the Vice President.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the dream he has. That is the vision of the government. I bet whether the vision is being put in a use or in place or is being feasible, it's another question. Probably they have that mind, they have that mindset, they have that plan, but they are not showing that they have the capacity to give us that particular thinking or whatever they are dreaming of. For me, the way we are going, that would be a mere marriage. It would be a mere statement on paper. Is if truly we should be seeing the sign on ground. We should be planning. There's no planning. You cannot even. In fact, even ordinarily our Nigerian economy that we are running is we are now a palliative economy. You share palliative. You say and they know how to do it. They will call it in the way that people will say 20 trucks of
20 trucks of.
When you divide those 20 trucks in the states,
it's 1,200 bags though.
And when you divide it within the community, within the street. Somebody may not even get up to this call. One person, if they want to give, I'm not about vulnerable, they talk about vulnerable. Even though I believe that most Nigerians, 90% of Nigerians are vulnerable. Today, we are all vulnerable today. Because what is our income? What are the things we are spending money on? It's sad that we're in this. So, you are free to dream. You are free to do something. But you must work when you have a dream. And you are thinking that it's possible, you have to work towards it. We should work towards it. We are not working towards it. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I've not seen it.
Okay, all right. That's just about the size of our segment today. We have so many interesting stories here that I would have loved us to talk about. We have issues of, Band A, House of Rep ordering discourse to reverse the Band A tariff hikes. And Barrister Tunji enjoys the Band A. I wanted to ask him if that would affect his enjoyment, if possible, that is reversed.
No, I don't. I've always been against classification.
Yeah.
I even wrote on it. I say it's discriminatory and it's insensitive. That I'm in support. What I am expecting, whether band A, band B, band what, let everybody enjoy light.
Electricity.
That's what I need. Whether I am in band A, band B, band C, band D, or what. No, it's even discriminatory as far as I'm concerned. We are all Nigerians. We are all here. The people will tell me it's a private business. But this private business is government is also part of it. So and government has the responsibility of doing us essential commodity. And this electricity is part of the essential service.
Yes.
That government must give everybody.
Basic.
So and this is even the dream of the our president. This is one of the things that will actualize the dream. So we must work on that to ensure that look, this electricity is stable, everybody enjoys it, whether you are rich, you are poor, you are this and that. So that in fact the poor area, the area they classify as band E, are the area that can even make our economy grow better or faster.
Yeah,
because they abandon them and classify them as a band E. Unfortunate.
Yes. All right, Choma. What next do we have?
Yeah, when we return, National Assembly passes bill to extend IGP's tenure. Let's discuss this shortly. Just stay tuned.